Well, I've been waiting to do this video for a while. It's been a bit of a delay here and there, but I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. But there were times where I thought I wasn't ready to do this at all. But now, after promising that I would make this after I got done with the Caillou's Baby story arc, I'm going to have to keep up with that promise. So, as many of you know, last year I actually made the least amount of content for the channel. From the list of videos that I have from that year, from 2023, it was from Zirculi Goemit Trivia, the audio-only March update, the April Fool's Day video, The Larry Show, Caillou Changes Boris's Voice, which was the 900 sub special, Caillou Breaks the Fourth Wall, Caillou Watches Animan Studios / Grounded, Caillou Goes on a Panty Raid, then the 3-part Summer of Caillou story arc, the Caillou Sings Surfing Bird, which was the 1000 sub special, and of course there were two live streams. One was a Q&A live stream, and the other was a Christmas live stream that I did where I pretty much did like a commentary on all the videos I had at the time, from the very first Caillou Gets Grounded video I did to the Caillou Sings Surfing Bird. Yeah, it compared to how many videos I made in the previous year, 2022, with Caillou Gets Grounded. I had a total of 34 videos compared to the 9 Caillou Gets Grounded videos I made last year. I also had, well, yeah. As you can tell, this video is unscripted. And I think it was pretty much best for me to do an unscripted video, as it will actually, which everything will be clear as I move on to my explanation. Also, I normally don't have a warning for my videos, but there's going to be some stuff I'm going to say that may be that is going to deserve a warning. So if because there's going to be talks about depression, even substance abuse, trauma, and attempts to self-delete, as Just a Robot would put it. Just be warned that these are going to be topics that are going to be talked about in this video. I know this is going to be pretty dark to talk about, but it's best for me to explain it. So, the original plan for 2023 was I was going to do one video per month, but that didn't happen, clearly, because I ended up not getting a video done in January. The first video I did that year that was literally new, which I forgot to mention, was the Caillou Gets Grounded 2022 collection, which I normally do a compilation every New Year's. So the Circuli Goamet trivia was the first one I did, and then I did that audio only update in March. Then the following month, that was when I started making videos again. In April 1st, I had the Larry Show. Then Caillou changes Boris's voice. Caillou breaks the fourth wall. Caillou watches Animan Studios. And that was it for a while. And sadly, there are some explanations of the month before and the month during and the months after. So within the time from January to March, I was actually working on a passion project that I've been wanting to do for years that was unrelated to the channel. And I was very excited for this project. I originally was supposed to do this project in the spring of 2020, but because of the COVID pandemic, I wasn't able to, as where I was going to be going for the to film the project was one of the first big hit states that where COVID really hit, which was Washington State. And then, but I was preparing for this project. I was actually watching so much content that was related to my passion project. And then, in the middle of March, I flew to Washington State to go film the project. However, something else was happening at the time. During the early year, it was discovered that my grandfather was having kidney failure. So originally they were preparing to give him, going to try to give him a procedure to help with dilation and all stuff. Dialysis, I believe that's what it's called, yeah. However, he had some blockage in his heart, which meant that he had to do a procedure, a quadruple bypass. And this procedure occurred when I was in Washington State. He was doing good for a couple of days after the procedure, and then right near the end of my trip, I found out that my grandfather caught pneumonia. And during that time, when I came back, I was still, I knew that he would have wanted me to continue making that project. So I did, because knowing him, he didn't want me to worry about him. But as time went on, his health got worse. And on April 17th, 2023, 7 days after his 85th birthday, my grandfather passed away. I was not in the best state of mind. I mean, yes, I did make a couple of videos during the time. I think it was just to help me with the mourning process, trying to help me get distracted. But honestly, I probably should have held off because I was just not in the best state of mind. I think this can go along with anyone who has a grandfather or had a grandfather. It's really hard to lose a grandparent. And my grandfather, He was a very special person. He was one who, if you had a problem, he'd be willing to sit down and listen to your problem, and he would be there to help cheer you up and everything. Especially the fact that my job at the time was really getting really bad, as I had coworkers that would take advantage of me, and I also faced a lot of abuse at my job. And there, because of how things were run, there was really nothing I could do. And he was the one that I went to almost every day to talk to him, and he would express his concern, his, and then he would give me his support. And he was one of my moral pillars. And when it's, like, the scene in Ed and Eddie where they had the sauna and Ed was tied to a support beam, and when he breaks out of it, when Double D realizes that Ed was tied to the support beam, and then the house collapsed. When that house collapsed, that was me emotionally, because it's hard when you lose one of your support beams. And I kind of went down a bit of a downward spiral, because there was even one time where I was tempted to take myself out of existence. But thankfully, at the time, I had some good friends that really helped me out. Before I found out that I found out I wasn't going to have my job anymore at the end of May of last year. So I had the fact that I knew I was going to have my job at the end of May, after the end of May, to the death of my grandfather, plus abusive coworkers. So I went on a very downward path into substance abuse. And this continued throughout the summer. And I would put myself in a very bad shape, to the point where one particular day I took so much and I put myself in a hell of my own making. And thankfully, two of my friends were coming over that day. I completely forgot because I was so upset, I forgot that they were coming over, and they saw me in that condition. And they stayed with me throughout the night. That I was really messed up. Really messed up. And to this day, I feel so bad because I did so much stupid crap during that time. However, things started to get better as I was able to get myself a new job. Actually, a couple, and even some side jobs too. And I was able to pick myself back up, though the damage was still there. So I decided to start going to therapy counseling, and it's been helping me a lot. It's to the point where I've been doing a lot better, despite that there's still some of that trauma from my previous job there, as well as I and I know it'll, I will never get over the loss of my grandfather. And it's because of this that I didn't make that many videos. Of course, at the beginning of this year, I had that creative bug finally bit me again, and I started creating more content. And then finally, I remembered some storylines that I originally came up with years ago, and that's where Caillou's Baby came from, and the upcoming Caillou's Family Therapy, which will be the next little story arc. And I'm going to say this right now. If any of you are struggling with some sort of problem, there is help for you out there, either through counseling or even contacting the National Suicide Hotline or anything like that, or talk to your friends about it, friends that you know and trust, that love you and care for you. And that was why. And honestly, I will say this. I'm happy that you, the viewers and subscribers, are there, because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be making the videos I'd be making, and seeing that there are people that like these videos that I make. And just before recording this, I got a comment on Walmart on the community post that I made explaining about that I was going to be making this video, and the comment was from Shadowhunter 580, and it's viewers and subscribers like Shadowhunter that keep me going. The fact that no matter what I go through in real life and everything else, that they will still support me, support the channel and the content that I make. I honestly am happy that at the point right now where 1,100 people are subscribed to this channel and watching my content. And I know my content's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm happy that I'm able to entertain people here. And I'm hoping that, with that said, I want to thank every single one of you for being there, especially in my times of trouble when I wasn't, especially with stuff I didn't even talk about on my channel or anything like that. I want to thank every single one of you for your love and support for this channel and for the videos that I make here. And I really appreciate every bit of it.